Murphy's.
All right.
Yeah.
This is EDC meeting, April 29th. We have a quorum. And the first thing up is to plan, we don't have any minutes, right?
Nothing I'm aware of.
Next, so we're gonna plan the business breakfast.
Oh, it's already coming up. Wow.
Yeah,
So
so-
we just had it.
We were kind of targeting June 5th. And do you want to say, you sent an email that Condyne was,
Yeah, so I spoke to Bolton Office Park, Jeff O'Neill, who's their president or CEO, and he was happy to host it. He was like, oh, yeah, that sounds great, you know.
Which
it's the
one?
Bolton Office Park.
Oh, great.
We haven't done it there
I mean,
before.
we've
Yeah.
never done anything with them before, so I think
That's
it's a
great.
great opportunity to kind of.
Well, yeah, market-
That building's full now, right? Or pretty full?
No, I don't believe
It's
so.
not?
No.
Oh, maybe there is a for lease. It was close to full though.
Oh, really?
At one point, yeah, they were pretty close, but I think
We'll find that out, I
advanced
guess,
marketing.
maybe.
Yeah, they'll probably
Can
wanna
one of the
market
owners
his
speak
building.
at
I did ask, but certainly we could find out if they'd be
Yeah,
interested.
just
in-
a quick,
in doing
you know,
that.
This is who we have here, and this is the open space.
Yeah, I told him I would follow up with them when I knew more details anyway.
Yeah, I guess we should go check it out and see.
That's what I told him, I said typically we do, like,
Who's
a
doing,
site visit
who should we do
beforehand
for
to check
food?
out the space. So I reached out to Bruce
Okay,
today.
okay.
I tried calling him, but I couldn't get a hold of him, so I sent him an email just asking if he'd be interested in doing it again, so.
Where is it gonna be? I missed that part.
Bolton Office Park,
This is June, Wednesday the 5th.
June 5th usually. Like, what do we do, 7:30 to,
9, that's what I'm telling
Yeah.
people.
yeah. It's usually done before 9, but.
And then,
Have we thought about asking the coffee bean place?
well, I figured that could be a backup. If
Okay.
Bruce says he can't do it, or for whatever reason, I could reach out to
The only thing
Frank.
of that is if that's their like busy time,
Yeah.
we don't wanna take up their room.
Oh, yeah. And their, and their staff and making
Yeah.
food and
Right.
stuff, so.
And then as far as guest speakers, I have Joe Lynch, our DPW director, already said when he's available, he'll give a presentation on our new MassWorks project at Watt Aquatic. We have design plans now, so that'll be, I think, very interesting for everyone to get more details on.
Just to tangent that, can you update us a little on that?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's gonna be a signalized turning lane there. So, and they're keeping within the road right of way, there's not being any like takings or anything like that. And then we are a complete streets community, so along with the signalized turning lane, there'll be bike lanes, there'll be sidewalks, hopefully there'll be grass strips.
How are you gonna
that
fit all
actually
that without
plan-
taking though? So you're gonna have a
Yeah, but
left-hand
it's
turn?
like a
lane?
60, I believe it's around 60 feet, so you have quite a bit of room actually
Oh,
to work
okay.
with it. So what people may envision as being their front yard may actually be right of way.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's something that Joe's working with the people on Main Street, hopefully. I know he is, he's
Yeah.
had meetings with them already. And then, as part of the design, we're looking at doing a grass strip so that people can actually install their mailboxes versus having them, you know, in buckets.
In a cement
Whatever.
bucket.
Yeah.
So it'll be more a Main Street, like the
Yeah,
idea
that's
is to
good.
have street trees and
Yeah, that'd be nice.
very, very pretty and very village, you know.
Oh, that's
feel.
awesome.
fantastic.
I'm very excited, it's gonna be
I-
awesome. I'm
that's
very
great.
excited.
Where will it begin and how far will it go, do you know?
I do know, and I'm trying to remember now. It goes from, actually, I can just pull the plans if you guys wanna see it, it's on my desk. It goes past Town Hall, maybe to about the Bolton Bean, that may be a little further than what's shown on the plan. And then all the way down to, I believe, Manard, if the money works.
So you're
out.
talking
That's
about all the
the
street
idea.
trees and the sidewalks and everything? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and-
what
awesome.
kind of
and
street
bike
trees?
So that's
lanes.
all part of the $1 million?
That's all, well, so the way that Joe's working it is, there's the MassWorks grant, and then we're coupling it with our first application to Complete Streets, which is like $400 and something thousand. So
Oh.
between the two of those, we're hoping that it'll all get covered.
On-
And then
Wow.
there's improvements to water aquatic improvements
It's gonna be awesome.
are pretty simple. It's really just a sidewalk along one side of the road down to Memorial Field. So,
Yeah, cause I know, like, I've been on that sidewalk with my kid and the bike, and it's like, okay, you get to some point, now you have to like go out to the road, and it's like, it's so
Yeah.
treacherous.
Eric, I forget where I was somewhere in Massachusetts or New Hampshire, and where they had.
helpful.
Well, no, this is important. On the mailboxes, they had the same problem as us with the tight space.
Yeah.
And instead of taking mailboxes and facing them this way, they faced them the way that the mail carrier would be picking up the mail
Oh, yeah.
horizontally with the road, so they wouldn't get whacked as bad by snow plows
Yeah, they get
and
whacked
stuff,
on-
and save them a little
section of
room. So I watched the mail carrier was just pulling up and like pulling down and pulling up,
Yeah.
and then they put numbers. They were all the same, so the town must have been involved in this.
Yeah.
The numbers were on the posts,
Yep.
and for every one of them, and it looked awesome. I was like, I
Really?
can't remember where it was. I was driving 40, so I couldn't stop.
Yeah, you know, the
Somewhere
snowstorms
in
do can't
eastern
suck for mailboxes. I
United
remember there was a
States.
beautiful
Yeah,
one.
so
on
somewhere in
Central,
the
like a mailbox
but it was the
on
same
garbage
problem we had. I
area.
go, this is
On
our
Central Mill,
problem.
looks like someone just
And I'm
nailed
like, I
it.
can't believe
It's
nobody has
snowstorm.
thought of like
Rip
facing the
my mail.
mailboxes
Like
with
this
the,
one.
because the problem is the snow
Yeah.
comes by them and catches the side of them and goes boom, and like spins them. And, yeah, and I wonder if you could put them on I wonder if to combat the whole snow problem, they could be put on you could
Yeah,
make
they-
it so it could break away. I bet somebody makes it break away so it spins around.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll mention it to Joe.
The forever.
Yeah, if I
Very
see them, I
nice
just don't run into them. I
Yeah.
meant to say something to them.
that would make a
Yeah.
huge difference in the aesthetics.
You just
of that
mentioned-
roadway.
The banners look really
Mailboxes.
nice in the, this
Yeah.
past fall.
So.
The what?
Veterans, the banners,
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
look really nice.
yeah.
When do those go up? When's the slotted time frame on those? When do they go back
I
up?
think they go like Memorial Day to
Okay,
Veterans Day, I think.
okay.
We had some problems with them getting truck whacked, right?
Yes,
I
a
think
couple
one
of them.
Yeah, one or two, but.
Oh, like an 18-wheeler whacked them?
Yeah, because they were the road. They hung out on the road.
So back to the business breakfast. So, like the theme we were talking about was gonna be,
Luau?
the traffic improvements with the construction and stuff, right? You want luau?
Yeah, let's do luau, yeah. I'll bring the lays.
Right, that's,
So that's sort of the theme, well, I guess MassWorks is sort of the theme.
okay.
So I asked Joe, and then I have a call into MassWorks to see if someone from their office would be willing to come out and give sort of an overview of their program and the grants that they provide, considering we have this one right now, in the works, and the fact that we're doing it at Bolton Office Park, and they're part of the mixed-use village overlay, and if they ever were to sort of couple with the town and want to do a project there because of job creation, that might be, so I don't know, I think it seems to be a good fit for the location of where we're doing the breakfast. We'll see
Yeah.
what they say.
Yeah,
And then I don't know, does the board want the chambers to talk? I mean, I think it's always
Sure,
nice to have the
yeah.
chambers talk. I can
Yeah,
reach out
sure.
to Melissa
you
and,
can send out invites too.
yeah, eventually I'll send out the invites.
Well, they're saying the chambers could send out invites as well.
Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah, we've done that in the past.
Yeah, that's good. So
I know
hopefully
where
Bruce,
we're at.
hopefully we can get Bruce on board.
Yeah, and once I have the speakers, then I'll feel a lot better.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I was starting to get nervous.
well, we have time.
Yeah.
Right? We don't wanna push it.
Yeah,
No.
so, so we just need to get Condyne on board with June 5th, or they were on board?
I just said early June, and he's like, whatever, so
Okay,
I'll let him
okay.
know.
So once we get those locked up, then we can start with sending out invitations. Good. Be nice to get our typical 40 or so people.
That would be great. I'm a little worried this year.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess I'm always worried. You don't want 10 people to show up. It doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We'll be the 10.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That's usually, we usually get 40 to 50 people.
Yeah, it's always a
Yeah,
pleasant
I'm always
time.
surprised by
Yeah.
how many people come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
what, early morning?
Yeah.
Last year we had that one speaker, like what, I can't even know his
The
name.
woman, right?
No, the guy from,
Oh.
the senator, or he was running for
Oh,
senator.
Dean Tran.
And you couldn't hear
He
him.
was gonna.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Logan is fabulous.
She was great,
She's
yeah.
Yeah,
but
she
you-
had a very-
and he was fine, I mean, but you just couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I mean, typically politicians are like
Right,
emote, but
Yeah.
he is very quiet.
I just
Yeah.
remember.
He has a voice that doesn't really carry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
when
she's-
she spoke, she was like, okay, as a politician.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She sounds like one.
She was so interesting.
Yeah,
She had
dynamic.
something to say, yeah.
Yeah,
I would listen to her every year.
Well, we should invite them. They don't have to speak if they don't want, or they could.
And I don't know that we necessarily need that many speakers. I mean,
No.
it's really could truly just be a networking event as well,
Yeah.
and people may even enjoy it more.
Yeah, they
I
have
don't know
to
if they
sit
fall
there.
asleep during the presentations or not anyway, so,
Yeah,
yeah, I think 1 or 2 is fine.
okay. Sounds like we're on track then. welcome sign update, I don't think.
What's
we
up
ever-
with the solar light, anything?
Yeah, I don't know, I
Look
emailed
at
the
it.
guy a couple of times to install it, he hasn't really emailed me back, so I guess maybe we have to figure it out ourselves.
I had reached out to that one like company to help with the landscaping of it.
Okay.
And then I was gonna get back to them on like what they were supposed to do and things, and I don't know, I thought maybe you were gonna give me a list. I don't remember how it turned out, and then just sort of went.
Pretty
by the
much what we said
wayside.
is that they just wanna,
Just
manage it and clean
manage
it
it,
up, they
clean
can
it
put
up.
their sign, they can put like a little
Okay,
sign
I'll
out
reach back out to him,
front.
cause
I
he
don't know.
wanted to do it, but.
Do we need selectmen's approval for that or something?
For which one?
If we said that if somebody maintains it, they could just put out a little maintained by sign or something.
Oh, yeah, what did Don tell me? I don't think so, but
No
I
issue.
can double check
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so if they wanna do it, just,
We just wanna make sure whatever sign they put out kinda matches
Yeah.
what's kinda going on
Mhm.
there, and not just some like paper sign or
Yeah.
something or something.
Right, yeah,
Somewhat
okay.
good.
I brought this up before, but along those lines, I know like, other towns do like triangles and different things, have like a business or even a family or somebody, they sponsor like a triangle, and whether they have a landscaper or they take care of it themselves, and they can put up a sign.
Spot at the corner of 85, corner of Hudson Road. By the-
Is there a little triangle there?
There's a little, yeah,
Yeah.
that little,
Yeah.
I mean, we have one that's just that someone maintains, but
Yeah.
I'm like, seriously,
I
someone
think,
maintains
you
that?
know,
It looks really bad
it's-
anyway.
it might be
No, I just
worth
wanted
it.
to.
There's like one that's
I
always,
saw her out
Yeah,
there
they're
once, and I'm like.
things,
and it looks
you one at Bear Hill and Green,
Really, so
there's
I'm
like a triangle there.
I
Yeah.
think we should,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
it's two of them are, and I
There's
guess
one
we
at
completely
Vaughn Hill,
cleared it
too.
and started all over.
Vaughn Hill and Green.
The only reason why I bring it up is if we had some uniform type sign, but can't get into anything else. We don't have to
Yeah.
I was in Concord the other day, and I know when you have those little triangles, they had a whole bunch of them in town, and what they did, instead of planting things in it, they did this sort of like they threw in concrete, then with like a granite block, then some poured concrete to kind of give it some depth, and then you don't need to worry about maintaining it because it's just concrete and granite. And it looked pretty good, actually. I should have took a picture of it. I was pleasantly surprised. in how
Well,
good it
like artsy.
No,
What do you mean by granite?
it was just, it looked like a professional sort of like layer of brick was in there, and
Oh, I
like
see.
a really nice design.
I
yeah.
gotcha. Social media article and updates. I've been like super busy, you know. Amy gave me a story to post and I haven't posted it yet. Sorry,
That's fine.
it's just been nuts.
At least I could check it off my list.
Yeah. But I did send you an email with like other potential
Yes,
stories.
and I'm meeting with Wendy Harrod
Yeah.
tomorrow, so I was gonna do one on her, cause I've kind of been asking her, and she finally got sign off for something, so she can like advertise it or whatever, so, she.
For her little business thing.
Yeah, I forget what she was waiting for, but she
Yeah.
got something.
She got the barn by law, right?
She did, but
She
my
was-
guess is it's probably some building inspector issue that.
Yeah, I
she
think it was
might-
For the barn?
That would be my guess.
Oh,
I
for the
don't know.
barn.
I forget what it was, she
She'd
told
reached
me.
out to me about contacting him or something, so.
Oh, okay. I know I brought up that family perspectives, but then I
I
got back
reached
to
out to them, but they didn't, but I'll go in, I just haven't.
Yeah. And then,
What happened? What happened with Deb Madera left Cultivate Care?
So that, funny you should ask.
so she
Yes.
left?
Yeah,
Oh, she left?
yeah, officially yesterday.
I did not know
That's
that.
weird.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting, thank you for letting me know
Yeah.
that.
Our son goes there, so.
Okay.
She usually was the main person there, right?
Yeah,
She owns the property.
yeah.
That's weird.
So how can you leave?
You have a board of trustees, you have board members, and maybe, I don't know, maybe she's, I don't know, yeah, she's left.
Isn't it like technically an in-home business right
Yeah.
now?
No, they're
Huh?
just, no.
I mean, what is going on with that?
So they're in, well, essentially they've been sort of in,
Limbo.
well, we've been trying to work out a settlement deal with them, the town has. So
'Cause
at
they
this
sued
point,
us,
we
right?
have, we've signed a settlement agreement, and now it's a matter of amending the decision that the ZBA had issued, so.
What was the settlement agreement? Is it private still?
I don't know, I can find out if it's public, I don't know, I assume it is. at
It's
this
like a
point.
financial settlement or just us
No.
allowing them to do something?
No, a settlement agreement saying, okay, we will essentially work with you to
Oh,
Figure it out.
operate, so that you can operate your business. And there were stipulations that the ZBA had for them. So next week is the public hearing. It's scheduled for Tuesday at 7 to actually have the board amend the decision, so.
I think what they're doing over there is really fantastic. But yeah, I was surprised Deb left also.
Yeah.
They have other therapists or whatever.
Yeah, they do, yeah, they have a whole bunch.
So it's not just her, she just kind of
Correct.
manages it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are the stories? I thought I sent like a,
You did,
A
you
list
sent
of,
a
like-
list, I forget what was on it.
yeah, me too.
I still have it in my inbox. Freaking love.
Every now and then I make it back around to the EDC. So like I hit like some, I'm like, okay, I'll do some EDC for the next day and then it disappears for a while.
What'd you say? Integrated animal, that's that, right?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I did say that.
You
It
did?
was a good thought.
Yeah, a lot of people rave about them, or dog owners and pet
What's it
owners.
like? It's like acupuncture for animals?
It's like a Zen sort of like holistic sort of like.
Hot stones for animals?
My dogs don't go there. My neighbor, we just go to Hudson Animal Clinic because you call in any day, you can go in within minutes, and that just works for us. I can't wait 3 weeks to go in. Something's wrong with my dog, and
Yeah.
that's how the other place works.
Slaters, you said.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We
never
took it on
did-
him a couple of years ago, didn't we?
Not really.
No, I thought we did. We should do something about. Well, no, we did. We took pictures of the actual.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just took pictures of that.
But he's like done a lot of.
And now he's
stuff,
doing
right?
more on the other side. It looks like. Is he
He's putting in a
expanding?
new septic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I sent him back a chunk of change.
There's,
Pizza prices going up.
what else?
Pizza bag.
What else is
He's
new going
busy
on?
now.
I don't know.
I
what-
take it the gas station never came together. Remember the gas station over by Country Cupboard? They got all excited for a while and they closed temporarily and then they opened back
Oh.
up. So I presume that deal.
Well, they do want to redevelop that though.
Okay.
I think this town meeting will help them out,
Okay.
right?
Yes, it
Yeah. Unless that
I
doesn't.
had heard the reason that they had closed for a while, and this was just from someone that lived in town, was that they had water damage in the building and they had to
okay.
do some renovations to it,
Okay.
and that was the reason for the
I
gap
didn't know,
in,
yeah.
and the person leasing the space or whatever,
Right.
whether or not that's
It
true.
didn't have anything to do with their gas prices being astronomically high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only go
I
there
would
when
rather
I'm like
drive
this low on gas.
to
than I go out
Lancaster to get gas
Well, and
than
it's
there.
over how far
I don't like full serve.
I don't either.
You like to
I
get.
just don't want somebody messing with my stuff.
We've only
Yeah.
ever had a full serve gas station in this town. Is there something in our bylaws about that? Or is it just like the way that operators are?
Just the way that.
Well, it looks like they're putting a gas station across from Hudson Commons, and that they were doing a lot of excavation work, and they own a lot of.
Oh, that's
everything
not gonna,
Well, that's
Hudson
what-
Commons?
across from Hudson Commons.
No.
It looks like they've done a whole bunch of excavation work, and it looks like they're putting in a gas station to me. Just on where it's located, what else are you gonna put there? The lot's really narrow to begin with,
You talking
and
about
it's just
Highland
really
Commons?
long.
Highland Commons.
Highland
that's
Commons,
what I
yeah, that's what I mean,
Highland
yeah, yeah.
Actually, I think that's gonna be, I heard it's gonna be another marijuana-based thing, right?
What, really?
I could be wrong.
I'm always yelling at those druggies already when they take my left out.
That's what I heard.
They've gotta fix that. They gotta, there
Well,
could be
the
a
cops,
major
the
accident
cops
there.
aren't out there as much anymore, so. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
gotta fix
They're there
that.
every Saturday and Sunday, they're there, trust me.
The cops.
I just-
And they
somebody
shuttle over
almost-
from the old police station to Hudson, there's like a long line.
No, they're not allowed to do that anymore. They got spanked for that because they were, they said it was double dipping. They said, wait a minute, you're making them shuttle, yet you're forcing them to rent your thing. You can't do that as a town. So they
Okay.
had to go get another lot. They had to give them another lot. It was like some sort of like, wait a minute, that you're creating your own business and just because you're forcing them. Can't do that. No. So they had to kick them out of. They had to take them out of there. They have some other lot they're in now. I don't know where they went, but they won't let them up top because the guy there is totally against the Highland Commons guy. It's 100%
Yeah, of
against
course.
marijuana. So that's why they won't let them park. They have so much parking up there that's free that they can do it in, like up in BJ's or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got tons,
Yeah.
that lot's never full, yeah.
I
But
heard you can maybe start mail ordering in Massachusetts.
no,
You should.
delivery.
It's gonna be so much more
It's gonna be
convenient.
delivery.
To your door.
No, they're gonna come to your door
That'd be
and
insane.
deliver it to you. It's delivery service.
Okay.
Well,
Like
I-
Grubhub for pot,
Well,
okay?
that could be-
But then we don't have Grubhub out here, but we're gonna get Grubhub for pot.
Well, I know,
You're being so accommodating to.
I know, well, I have a
I
friend.
can't get booze delivered.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
I'm like,
Why-
Well, Amazon had looked into actually being able to deliver booze a couple
Yeah.
years ago, but nothing came of it, I guess.
You can't even ship wine in this state.
No, but you
So
can
this-
get marijuana delivered to you.
Yeah, so I guess we should start, I've been bad about getting things posted and stuff recently, so need to get back on that. And, would,
I mean,
Spring.
can I do it, or is it, you're like the admin?
I think you do have.
I don't know how.
Oh, no, do you have access to it?
Make her a moderator admin
Yeah.
of the.
Oh, to
of the
Facebook?
Facebook, yeah.
Oh, well, no, I was talking about to the website, but, yeah, I
or-
can make you a I can make, have you add
And then
stuff.
she can just post her
Yeah.
own.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't care if you do it, but if it's easier if I
yeah,
do it, then I can.
no, I can make you, be able to be, admin or whatever to the, Facebook, so you can add stuff too. That'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I see you adding stuff for your, realty all the time,
Yep,
so, that'd be fine.
all the time, like you're so freaking annoying.
Facebook. And
He said it,
you know what happens? She always posts
You
this
said
really
it, not me.
beautiful house, but she doesn't have the listing for it. I noticed that when everyone always asks her, is that your listing? No, I
just like the
house. But they are beautiful houses.
So the brochure, I think we're ready to go, right?
Yeah, we are, we're
Yeah.
done.
So so we have to print it by June 30th, pretty much, just.
And what's the amount this year we're gonna do? Because we kind of blew through last year's pretty quickly.
I mean, just 1,000, I guess, I don't know, I mean, it costs $270 for each one. That program through, Johnny Appleseed or whatever kinda dried up.
That was last year though, what do we want for this year?
I can ask, but it sounds like,
Okay.
they're not doing that anymore, I don't
Okay.
know.
Do we have enough to do more than 1,000 printing? I mean, because it gets cheaper as you go higher up in the number.
We usually have about $150 left over, so
Okay.
if he'll do 2,000 for like 400, maybe that's,
More like
That's
450 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would be good,
I'll reach out to him
yeah.
and ask.
Yeah, if you wanna manage that whole thing and you can distribute them all and everything,
Yeah, I can do that.
yeah. You can take care of the whole operation.
I guess so. Next meeting, I'll give everyone a stack.
Perfect.
They went pretty quick on it.
They really do go quick.
Yeah.
And in Orchard, they were in the weirdest place, like they made me put them in like the little
Yeah.
thing there by
I
the
saw
door,
that.
but I guess people must
I
look for stuff
I
there.
look every time,
I don't
I go
have any
through.
left, they're all
every
gone.
time I go through, I can see that they slowly disappear,
Yeah.
so people take them.
Mhm.
Well,
And at the winery, they kind of go really quick too.
the winery, they go super fast because, especially during apple season, talking to the woman who worked at the registry, she said, every other person's, we tried to book Jay's, but it's booked. Do you know where else we can eat? So they whip out the thing, they show them the map, and, so it works great.
Two locations.
Huh?
Here are the other two locations.
Yeah. Well, the international.
Would you like coffee
Fotinas is
or
really good.
pizza?
We go to Fotinas all the time.
Yeah, I like
It's
Fotinas.
easy for the kids.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Look at the fireplace room too. That's
So,
good.
sewer district study. So I've been at the Board of Selectmen twice since we last met. I've been here, that was a little while ago, see how it all went down. They weren't very receptive, Jonathan was.
No.
But Stan and Bob weren't. They said, I guess Stan's kind of words were, you don't have any clear idea if a sewer will, how the business will use it, and if they're even gonna use it. They just thought there were too many questions, and then they were talking about, I think Bob was saying, the typical argument of why would somebody not on Main Street want to pay for Main Street septic, if my septic goes type thing. I'm like, well, it's the kind of marketing of the town. We were just talking about adding the shade trees and beautifying Main Street, because when people drive through Bolton, like, this is Bolton, like, it's nothing spectacular, whereas when you drive through other towns, you're like, oh, this is a place I want to be. So, you have like we were talking about 713 Main Street, all, with a red X on the barn and everything, it would just make sense to add value to all those properties.
Right.
And then, you know, the Cracker Barrel and the other business could actually do something, and then Bolton Office Park, the
They
Condyne.
even talked about doing something.
Yeah, at the last breakfast, they said they would like to develop, and they were asking about sewer, and they've showed Erica, and I saw them plans for something that they were thinking, but they just don't have, they'd have to put in their own sewage treatment plant, essentially.
That would cost them a fortune, right?
Yeah, like million, I don't know.
I don't know the numbers.
I mean-
Frank's cost like $250,000, so,
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of money for
yeah,
that,
yeah, and that's just a little tiny thing,
just for a building,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that without that, those two properties, Cracker Barrel,
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Another one.
nothing, they're nothing.
they're gonna be great. They'll be derelict properties in the center of your town, Stan and Bob.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You know, that's real vision.
And like,
then
and it's, they're just kicking the can down the road. that's
the
all I'm
next,
saying.
the next is houses that start to go. I mean, somebody's looking at, you know, I gotta put $100,000 system in for this little house on Main Street.
Yeah,
Who's
right.
gonna wanna buy it?
Man, I won't buy it.
Well,
you
Do
know.
we need the Board of Selectmen backing to do our own, I don't know?
Yeah, we want them on board, because they
Well, I
represent the
mean-
town.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people in town. And I'm just saying, like, to just wait because.
Well, so-
we got-
And then if Condyne has like the need for like a business need for it,
Well, so this is
that
how,
brings you to Mass Works.
yeah,
You know, because now they can develop their property
Right,
more,
you gotta-
and now they're gonna get grants out of Mass Works,
Yeah.
which is gonna help other things. So it's so short-sighted not to see that,
well, so they didn't
let's
want,
explore it.
so they didn't want
Yeah, it's not
to,
saying we're definitely.
so they didn't want to create a study group, because they said, well, we already kind of know the procedure and what has to happen, and I don't understand what a study group would really study. We don't want volunteers doing engineering work, and so we kind of need engineering money. It just seemed like they didn't really want to start anything, and I was like trying to say you have to start something. So what it did get left at is Mark Sprague, which I don't know if he's doing it, said that he would work with Board of Health. What's his name? Bill Brookings.
Oh, Bill Working?
I think so. What does he do again?
He's,
That's the
he's,
show board.
yeah, he's in the show, but.
Oh,
so
okay, maybe not him.
Maybe it's
Just Board of Health,
6A.
maybe, yeah. He said that he would go and look at, because we always talk about, well, only so many gallons are being used of the current system, but we need to look at the Title V and what it's designed for. So that needs to be looked at, kind of understand that. He said he would look at that. And they said, well, we have an EDC, why can't you guys go talk to businesses and see, you know, if sewer was available, what it would open up for their property?
Well, maybe if we talk to Condyne, or
Yeah.
talking to them about
Yeah.
that, say,
Yeah.
in the same conversation, say,
So,
if we had sewer,
yeah,
what would it be worth to you? And they say it'd be worth this, say,
Mm.
could you write me a letter and put it on your letterhead and
Yeah.
send me a letter?
well, they kind
Please.
of wanted to know, if we put in sewer, how many, I don't know if jobs specifically, but like, what would they be able to do?
I
with
just
it?
said that, you
Yeah.
go to Condyne
Yeah.
and you ask them,
Right.
Eric, for a letter
Yeah.
that says, we're going to build another office building.
Yeah.
Or we're going to build an
Well,
assisted
well, they
living
have a
center.
plan. They have a
Or we're
plan.
going to build this, and it's going to employ this many
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
and bring this much revenue
Yeah.
to your town.
Well, that's
And they
some-
already know that, so we get that letter, that's something in
Yeah.
writing from them.
yep.
Okay,
So,
there's a
so the
business.
EDC needs to put together a report, talking into the Canes, Office Park, Bolton Corners,
I wouldn't even talk to Kane's, because they don't have anything on plan,
The
ready to
good
go.
news is they have for sale signs up now.
Yeah, they have a for sale sign.
They have
but
several,
don't
which
have
is, they
anything
never had
concrete
before,
there.
which is great.
What they want is something concrete. I understand, I get why they shot you down and why they sent you away,
Yeah.
because you didn't have anything concrete. You
Well,
have a letter from a
yeah,
business.
yeah.
If Condyne wants to write something,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
And
If,
it sounds pretty.
if, we already know, we could write up something for the two derelict properties that we have in the center of
And then the
town.
owner of the Cracker
Okay.
Barrel could write something up.
Yeah, he could
Pretty
write
quick,
something
see?
up, because he's been trying to sell that forever.
Yeah.
So we can reach out to him, and have him write something
Yeah.
about his. And actually, probably, those other two people aren't very responsive every time we talk to them, don't even bother with them, they're
Yeah.
a waste of our time.
Yeah. But yeah, so they had a plan which showed a restaurant, was it a pharmacy?
Is this country
I don't think they
covered?
got that.
What are we talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, Office Park. Well, they showed Office Park.
Oh, Office Park, yeah,
Yeah, they had kind of like a rough plan.
Yeah.
But, So they even looked into dividing up their land into three, thinking if they can get 10,000 gallons out of each one, but then DEP said, no, well, it's the same owner, contiguous land, so you get 10,000, that's it. 10,000 gallons per day.
Yeah, I mean, I know what they want some things in writing to say, is this viable and is there going to be job creation out of
Yeah,
those? That's the
yeah.
business side of it.
So that's pretty much where we're at. So we should create up a little report, being the EDC, of potential financial gains if sewer was available.
First, you need the letters from those,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know that we need letters from the Cracker Barrel and the other one, because you can just look at the properties and say
Yeah.
if they had sewer,
It's a no-brainer.
what
It'd
they
be
would
like
be,
the country
They'd
store.
actually
their
find-
zoning and what they'd be
Do an
useful
assessment
for.
on property evaluation,
Yeah.
like to look at the properties currently and say, all right, if
Not
something
only-
wasn't a concern, what would
Well,
be?
also, everybody's assessed value along Main Street would go up too, so that would raise taxes.
Well,
You know,
not
you could do,
necessarily.
so
they're
you
gonna
said
go up.
Harvard had done something similar before, right? You
Yeah.
could, I mean, easy.
The value of the
to
house
look
would
at
go up,
their
sure.
valuation on Main Street compared to the average for
Yeah.
the town and just say,
Yeah.
all right, if they're, meet the median or 10% above and these guys are at 30% below, that right there, you
Yeah.
could say would be property increase for the town at least.
yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
So that's kind of where it's left.
If
so I guess-
impressed values in those homes or not.
I don't know, I mean, I don't know, what do you think, Gwen? I mean, if their septic fails, the sellers, I mean,
Yeah.
responsible for the, so
None of those
I don't know,
for sale.
that as they are, not having public sewerage is lowering their value, but it is when they go to sell, it's gonna.
It's
No.
considered-
No, they
yeah,
don't.
it's gonna hurt, yeah.
They're not gonna
Made
get
sales
to
recently too.
Take their money.
Or no one's gonna wanna buy it. because-
So Eileen was saying that she can't sell Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sell it for
Plus-
$150,000.
plus there's no parking
Sell it,
anyway. That's
you know?
another
I
factor.
mean,
There's no
stop
parking over
asking-
there.
Stop asking a ridiculous amount of money and you'll sell it.
But the Cracker Barrel also has to deal with, there's lack of parking, there really isn't any, so I mean, that's, it's a catch-22.
You need to sell it to somebody for a song and just get out of it if you wanna sell it, because it's a dog.
How much are they asking for it?
Oh, they were 400 and something before. I don't know if they've got it to 300s yet.
I don't know if it's even in MLS right now.
I don't think it's
you know?
listed.
I don't think it
I
is,
don't
to
think
be
so.
honest.
What's going on with environmental pools? Nothing?
Oh, yeah, they had a sign out there they had like a
They're still
banner.
there, they're just not doing anything, I guess.
Yeah, the last time I talked to them was in last summer, fall, and they were just really busy. And he-
Oh, they're putting pools in. I've driven by like 4 of their signs putting pools in
They
their
plan
places.
to, at some point, move into that
Yeah, I
building.
follow their Facebook site since they came and they're putting pictures of a lot of their work, but I guess they're just
They do
too
nice
busy.
pools, they do beautiful pools.
Yeah, I actually met with the guy who now owns, his father actually originally started the business, and now the junior is sort of like running the business now, so.
So anyway, I guess that's what we should kind of cobble together is a little bit of a report and submit it to the selectmen.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get the letter, you come up with some, we could just mention Mass Works. I don't think it has to be a full report, probably a couple pager, and send it to them and say, hey, see where we get to.
The Frida's property.
They probably have enough, they have everything they need over there, right? Oh, they have another parcel over there they could put
Yeah,
a
they have
restaurant
another-
on, right? That they were thinking of?
Or a country covered?
So, but they probably don't have enough septic flow anymore with all the new rules and stuff, right?
Well, this is a separate property, so I don't think they'd be able to tie into Bolton Corners. Are you talking about Bolton Corners?
Is that what it's called now,
Yeah, so Bolton Corners is the building in the corner that Frida's used to own, that he
Yep,
sold
yep.
it to the dentist, and now he still owns a property abutting that.
Yeah,
the
That's
field there,
vacant,
right?
Yeah.
So,
So,
all right, that's it for that.
What's up with country covered, are they ever gonna finish?
eventually.
they're working over there today.
Are
They were doing
they?
some work, there were some trucks over there and some stuff.
Okay.
You know, Just seemed like slow
They do
going.
one side a year, I think
They probably
that's,
spent more on the one that they
Well, they
did,
could- yeah.
more than they maybe anticipated.
yeah, well, they completely redid the inside of country
875.
covered, so.
You what?
875.
That can't be right.
Wait.
Check your progressives. Check your
Oh,
license.
this is a lease, that's a lease price.
Okay.
Anyway, So, initial planning on backyard Bolton. So I've submitted the form for the dates we said, which is August 10th, 24th, and September 7th.
What
So,
were those dates?
August 10th, August 24th, and September 7th. We pretty much shifted it up 2 weeks, instead of having one at the end of August and two in September, because we found at the end of September, there was a lot of competition. There were a lot of like fall festivals starting and everything. Whereas,
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
true.
and then also, like, a lot of the summertime vegetables were
The
already
harvests were
Yeah.
gone, yeah.
already kind
Yeah,
of gone.
that's good.
Yeah.
August 10th, 24th, and 7th.
Yeah, things are in full swing in August.
Yeah, that was a, you guys did a
People
great
were
job
have been
last year
asking if
with
we're
that.
doing it again now, so I think.
It was a
people
great,
are-
I think.
They're asking if we're doing it again.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, so I'm
It
gonna
was
start,
great.
I'm gonna start like advertising it
Yeah.
again.
It was a great thing, that was great, we did that.
We really need, so the big issue, and what we were always fighting with, is not enough produce. And, you know, with Harbor's Farmers Market just closing it, it's kind of for the same exact reason, is the bigger farms have their farm stand. And like Neatsowitz, for instance, they have their farm stand, but if they do go to a farmer's market, they wanna go to like, towards the city, like a
Mhm.
lot more traffic. See, we ended up with a lot of smaller farms kinda interested, but last year was such a horrendous year for growers that, we just lost most of them, to the point of, I was buying stuff and bringing it in, you know?
Yeah,
So we really need to get Harper's or Applefield or we need to get some bigger farm locked in. So it'll be nice if we can get the World Farmers again from the flats. I know Long Hill Farm said she would do it again, but, you know, she had the same issue where she kind of didn't have enough.
yeah, they just have,
I
they
mean,
don't
it
have
could
a
be
whole
a,
lot.
we'll see how things go, but it could be another tough year. I mean, it's been very wet
Yeah,
in the spring,
we'll see.
so, I mean, it could change, but.
22 days it's rained so far.
But, so
this
I
month.
talked to, one time I was at
Most of
Harper's.
April showers,
Well,
May flowers.
Well, the funny thing is, it was never like that in Massachusetts for years. Ever since I moved here, it was like May showers brought Mayflowers. But this year, for all of a sudden, it just like rained a lot in April.
Non-stop rain.
Yeah.
But anyway, I talked to the wife of the owners of Harper's Farm, and she said that they don't do farmers markets in September. So, but if you get to early enough, you know.
Yeah, I can.
Do you wanna do that?
Yeah, because I'm part of their CSA.
Yeah, so if you
I
can
reach out to
just like
David and ask.
beg them to come, that would be good. Because yeah, we love Harper's.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah.
And they're, I mean, they're very reasonably priced. So,
Yeah.
like, that's good produce and,
Yeah.
yeah, the only thing, like, not a concern, but the only issue I have is, it is a little far for me to go, but the quality of food's good enough, so I'm like, I'll go once a week if I know I'm getting good stuff.
Yeah.
Have come to us, and
I
great.
feel bad that they're not like a Bolton one, but we've asked all the Bolton ones. And,
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
Maybe
It's-
when the
it's
boat
still-
start seeing somebody from outside their jurisdiction, you know, that whole, like moonshiners, somebody crossing county lines.
well,
And
I'm not,
we'll make sure that there's a wait list so we can rub it in.
But
there are a number of Bolton residents that use
But
that.
everybody loved backyard Bolton, but
No,
if
they
there was,
did.
if there was one complaint, it was there was not enough produce there,
unless we brought it, yeah.
unless we brought it.
Yeah.
Oh, the corn's great, it's like, yeah, Harper's does have good corn.
Yeah.
So on the last time we did it, we did the community table, that worked really well, so I'll advertise that more.
Yeah, I was gonna say the community table, and that might,
Yeah.
because we're doing it in August, you know,
Yeah,
people may have more
More stuff.
things to bring.
so like, yeah, either you drop it off and it gets sold, or like I was thinking you could trade for something, so people were like dropping off and like they were trading things, which was kinda cool.
Yeah.
Like a barter system.
Yeah. they
Did
just
you need
make-
for a carrot?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
people were doing that,
Yeah.
and they were dropping stuff down and taking some other stuff, and then some people would come by, and we just said, put whatever money you wanna put, pay what you think you should pay, and of course, that makes people pay more. So yeah, it'll be good, I have a lot of people already interested, a lot of vendors.
When,
Wow.
I mean, last year I think we, more like late, we just like kind of jumped on it as fast as possible, but
Yeah.
probably like middle, like in a couple weeks, start reaching out to
What is it?
vendors.
Yeah, probably, like, start locking them up, because, you know, they get locked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have like other fairs and
yeah, I think
festivals and stuff.
before, yeah, best before Memorial Day.
Yeah, the sooner we do it, the better. I don't know if I have to go, if we have to go to Parks and Recs to officially get it, but I submitted the form.
Oh, okay.
So we probably don't have to go, I wouldn't think. But yeah, we can start, definitely start working on the farms.
Mhm.
Ask Applefield, ask Harper's, you
Alright.
know. Yeah, if you wanna do that.
Yeah, I can start reaching out to.
Start with one, I mean, so we'll try to get the World Farmers there again, we'll try to get Long Hill. I don't know what other small farms are around, but, that lady with the meat, the roll-up
Yeah,
meat.
they were
Yeah,
they
they're
were
coming.
very excited.
They would definitely want to come again.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah.
So-
They had like
so
pre-made
nice.
meals.
Yeah.
Really nice people.
Yeah,
New Grange Farm will come.
yep, yeah, they'll be there, that was awesome. Yeah,
Somebody with flowers too, there were a couple, that was good.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
sold like crazy.
Yeah,
And I bought some from her.
yeah.
But it was, I mean, everybody who showed up, the vendors can't complain at all, because mostly everybody was getting sold out of all this
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, by the end of 3 hours, I would say half the vendors were starting to pack up, because they sold everything,
Yeah,
so.
I wonder if there's anybody who used to go to Harvard who's from Bolton.
Well, so that's the other thing, I was gonna try to, siphon vendors off from there, like, I know there's Westwood Orchards, and they would always go.
Yeah, so they might come.
We did a
But I wonder
CSA
if there's anybody from Bolton who went to
Yeah, we
Harvard
should, we should
who
mark
would
it,
now get them.
yeah, we should mark it in the next door,
Yeah,
on the Harvard side of things.
yeah.
Because I know people were pretty bummed out about that. But from what I read, it was pretty much the issue that we were having, is that, so they charge for tables, which we don't.
Yeah,
But it's like, you have to have the vendors, it's like a catch-22, right? The vendors will come, but if the customers don't like the vendors, they don't come, and if the customers don't come, then
they also do it like
It
they have
collapse-
it every week, right?
Yeah,
So they only
but,
have
but
three
the whole
and
thing
stuff.
can collapse fast. And we noticed towards the end of last year that there were less and less vendors. So like once vendors start falling off, then the customers don't come, and then boom, it just falls.
You talking about
Would be
Harvard?
really
Yeah,
cool.
Harvard's.
Yeah, 'cause we had way more than I thought we were. I
Yeah.
think the last one we had like 22 or something.
Yeah, we had 22
well, we
vendors.
went in with very low expectations.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was like,
And,
we had like 6 or 8.
and you guys threw it together like
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
quickly, and we have months to plan now, I mean, that whole thing could be filled.
Yeah, Yeah.
There was a guy from, I don't, he might come up from Somerville, the bagel guy who went to Harvard.
yeah, I would love to get that guy.
That would be so great to have him.
Yeah.
He could be our anchor store.
Because people just show up for the bagels.
Yeah,
There's a
Although
big one
somebody
at the
camped out there.
Acton one too,
Yeah.
it's the same one.
Although that will,
yeah. No,
whenever I went to the Harvard one, I had to like close my eyes when
I
I passed
know,
it.
right?
It was like, that's like,
Yeah.
Your weekly allotment of carbs.
But there were
I
also-
don't even eat that many carbs in a week, not even one of those
Yeah.
things.
There was also a bakery from Groton, I think.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah, I would, yeah, do you have the contact, do you know the name of the business?
I can maybe get it.
Yeah, actually, I should probably contact the organizers and get their vendor list. Because I know they want to try to restart it potentially, but,
Do you think they'd
Well, I
share
mean,
the
there's-
list?
With the construction that's going on, there's, I don't
Oh,
know.
they're gonna-
they'd have to
that's
put
right.
it in Soccer field, and
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen.
yeah, right.
Oh, is that where it was where the
Yeah,
construction
it's at
is?
the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's in full swing right now, I drive by it every day.
So I've had, I've had emails already, people asking if we're gonna do it and everything, so.
Oh, so that's,
We
is
can
that
get
why it
30
shut down,
minutes.
was it lack of interest, or was it because of
I
school?
think it was a little of everything,
Well, everything?
and they were charging for tables and stuff. And I know, so we had like 22 vendors, they had like, there was like 6 or 7 the last time, one of the last ones we went to in Harvard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was falling apart, I think,
Mm.
it was. But I think it'll
Charging for tables seems like it's public.
We also got great traffic on this street though, too, I think people probably didn't even know there was one going on, oh, let's just stop, and they just pulled in.
Yeah, the last week I think there were, the first two, it was high, like Bolton residents, and then the last one, there were a lot of people I'd never seen before, I think there was a lot of
Just
traffic.
random.
What's the
People
newly,
starting,
did we get it, we did a
Is
new
there,
traffic study, what's the
um,
new daily count of vehicles?
Last time I touched Doug, you didn't have that data.
Oh, you didn't have it yet?
No.
I'll be interested to know what it
I think this
is.
time, we should put like a bigger sign, like near the welcome sign, so like a week or 2 ahead of time.
No, I thought that was, we still have the one from last year? Oh, I had different dates.
Yeah, different, no, we should do that one too, but we should put like a couple of signs in high traffic areas.
I never saw the counter things on the street, did I just miss them, or did they use like some special cool
No, I
new
think they were
technology?
counters.
Were there? Like the,
It's just for a couple of days.
was it? I missed them, maybe I was locked in my house for those days, who knows?
I never,
So,
the only time I come home on 17 is if I have to go to school or come here. I always go back out through
It's
Harvard.
rare for me not to come down and pass Water in 2 days.
I go north, so I just go through Harvard to get to work.
Kept looking for him.
Um,
I'll be interested to know what the vehicle counts are on Main Street. It'll be really
So-
cool
I know, I asked
information.
them that same question, but you didn't have the data yet.
Have you heard from
600,000.
Lancaster on their
Huh?
work, like their plan for the new intersections, the 70 and the whatever 110 one there?
Yeah, no.
They're gonna be, or whatever, is it 60, I forget what it is. The 70 and the 117, they're gonna do both of them. So I don't know how
So,
far
yeah, I
along
mean,
they
the
are.
other, the other.
I haven't
good
seen
thing-
anything in papers and
Oh,
said the same thing.
The other good thing about Becker Bolton is it highlights all the small businesses in town. And one thing I've been meaning to do on the website is add like a tab just for small businesses. And I did assemble a list. There was like a couple of Facebook posts a couple months back, and people were kind of saying they're a small business. So I would like to get them.
Yeah, like Kristen and John or whatever, she
Yeah.
started like a
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
small business
Yeah.
website, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be good. So businesses, discuss new businesses and discuss updates on current businesses. So, let's see, going around. Where's the Cabo marijuana thing stand?
I don't know, I mean, we've had some preliminary talks, but
Yeah.
nothing's come of it, so that may be nothing, I don't know
Oh,
yet.
it disappeared.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet,
Yeah.
so.
They wanted to talk to the no, they wanted to talk,
We talked, Don and I talked to them last week, and then they said they would be back in touch to possibly, have a sit down, and I haven't heard anything yet, so I'm wondering if things have cooled off, because once they visited the site and they saw there were some site constraints, I guess, with what they wanted to do, and then they saw the neighborhood in the back, I think they
Oh.
kind of, we don't know.
deal with
So,
that, yeah,
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 so we shall see.
yeah. So yeah, there was what did they say? Seed to shop marijuana?
They were envisioning like seed to sale.
Oh, seed
Yeah,
to sale.
So manufacturing,
In Cabo, yeah.
pretty much everything, cultivation, and then,
They were willing to give the whole 6%.
exactly, yeah, they were willing to put a whole 6%, and then, do preferential, they said they'd bring in a minimum of 50 new jobs to Bolton, and then they would give preference to Bolton residents, and there were a lot of really interesting aspects to what they were saying, so. we'll see.
Hopefully they come back.
We need something there.
Yeah,
That
I agree.
that building has been vacant too long, so.
I don't see any reason why if we zoned it for marijuana, that it shouldn't be marijuana and we shouldn't reap some of the harvest of what's going on out there. So,
Hudson certainly is.
So
What?
then,
yeah.
Hudson certainly is.
Paragon's trying to lease space, and we have an application coming before the planning board for a laboratory, which we'll investigate then.
Marijuana?
No,
Damn.
I'm actually, I will see, I don't wanna play my cards on camera, but, I'm a little nervous about the business personally. And I mean, the DEP was too, right?
They were nervous, they just basically said, here's the permit, they have to, I guess when you have a wastewater treatment facility, you have to get a new permit from DEP, it's either, I've forgotten now,
Yeah.
is it every 3 years or every 5 years? But anyway, Paragon just recently, in 2018, got their new permit, and he sent it to me, I haven't reviewed it yet, but basically he said, look, condition number whatever says they can't have any industrial waste go to that system, so this company is gonna have to have all of their waste taken off-site, so,
Yeah.
you know, and then I think I had relayed that to the applicant, this lab, and then they were in talks with DEP, and then I got not a strange, but sort of a response from DEP saying, we're willing to, you know, meet with everyone to go through this or whatever, but I don't know where that'll,
So pretty much, the company's called, what, Sid Labs?
yeah.
And they do like bio type stuff. Like, and I was reading about it, it's like, you know, what do they store and manage like viruses and stuff or in different things for like research labs. So I was like, ooh, kind of gross. Yeah, I don't know. So I
You gotta
wasn't.
pay taxes?
So is that a bio?
Right, of course. There's like outbreak and Bolton.
Yeah.
is the
Well, the funny thing is that they have a huge
What happened?
biolab in Boston. They built it right next to Boston Medical Center, right behind it, near the Flower Exchange. And it's like this big blue building that's probably like 9 stories tall. the windows are like this big, and there's probably about 40 total in the whole building, but the building's enormous. And they just put it in there without really running it. I mean, they just kind of, it went up, and it didn't even seem like it went up with permission.
Yeah.
And then the neighbor, once they found out what was going on, they went crazy, but it still went in. And it opened and everything.
so-
And they house like major,
They house the worst of the worst in that.
correct.
I didn't get the.
Right next to a major highway,
Yeah.
right next to a hospital, right next to a densely
So I didn't
populated
get,
area.
I guess on
area.
their application, I didn't like see that it was that. But definitely they were doing different things for research labs, and it's just, that stuff kind of makes me nervous.
Like,
And then- and
like
well-
raising mice or selling them, or?
No, more like different chemicals and different, like, I don't know, I'd have to ask them, I only.
I mean, the biggest concern would be the discharge
The waste.
into the
Well, right,
wastewater.
so-
and
so-
that, what Erica's already.
So I was
mentioned,
already like, ooh, and then when I started reading, it's like, oh, well, we'll treat everything with 10% bleach and just put it in the regular, in Paragon's wastewater treatment. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right to me at all, and I'm not.
I mean, that's what I was reading in the application, I was like, I was already going, ooh, and then I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm really going to on that, yeah.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, we
instead
want
of-
all that bleach going into a wastewater treatment
Well,
facility.
e-
It's
e-
supposed to probably have some enzymes in it to kill
Yeah,
some of
I was like,
the.
it doesn't sound right.
What I know about wastewater treatment and stuff, you're supposed to have some bacteria in you.
I mean, I'm all for business, but I get
Yeah.
nervous about those
Yeah.
types of things, like,
Bacteria, but not
like-
that bacteria.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like,
We're a
you're
little
supposed to
picky
have the
about
other
that.
stuff.
I mean, I'm also kind
You
of
don't really
like,
want the.
I'm
the
very-
goody
want the
bags.
I would say I'm very pro-business, but I'm also very environmentally, like,
Yeah.
conscious type
I
person,
agree, yeah,
so-
there's some concerns about
Yeah.
that, you know, so.
I mean, retail and storage and, you know, even what
But you don't, you want Paragon to be
Even-
able to rent out his building,
Right,
because the
yeah.
poor guy down there, I think he's
Well, even what
suffering
Paragon does
significantly.
now, I mean, they're not really like, they're not dumping and doing it.
They're having a huge problem in their business, I think, because phone systems are disappearing.
Yeah.
They're, you know, everybody's going cloud phone systems, they're not getting handsets in to redo, they're not getting stuff, you know, as much in to redo. If they're getting it in to redo, it's not being shipped to people in the US.
Oh, no, it's probably
people in
going
the
to
US.
third world countries,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
like,
so their business is on probably a downward
yeah,
track at this point for what I know is going on in that world.
yeah.
Well,
So,
didn't Vea just file bankruptcy?
again,
Yeah.
it's the second time. How many times did you?
They're like a phone company too. They're headquartered like in
Oh.
Billerica, and they just filed bankruptcy like a couple months ago or something like that again. So yeah.
So, you know, gotta try to work with them best we can, but I agree with you on the environmental. There's
Yeah.
no, I agree, there's
Yeah.
no, you know,
Yeah, I'm like, I'm very pro-business, but I'm also very environment, so
yeah.
I get stuck in the middle sometimes, I guess.
All right, what next?
I think that's about it. Is there anything else business-wise? Frank Chiodo has cleared his lot over there on Forbush. I know he was talking about a daycare, but I don't know where he is with that.
He's working hard on a daycare, he's got a lot of calls out. I know I talked to Frank, I've talked to Frank more in the last year than I
I mean,
ever.
that would be a perfect spot
I
for
think
it.
he feels the town is against him a little bit, so.
What are they for
I
anything?
advised him to come see us.
Everybody who I've talked about it said, oh, I mean, if that was there when we had kids in daycare, I mean, we go to the same daycare in
Yeah, I go to
Stowe.
Stowe because.
Yeah.
He didn't get
Not
the
ideal
warm fuzzies, I
location,
think,
it's
from
the
the
opposite
town.
direction
When
of my
you
mom.
say town, what do you mean by that? By residents or
He
by
said
Well,
space.
I think just,
town officials or?
It doesn't seem like that much.
I don't know, he just
I
felt
didn't
like
touch with him, but he
things
said he has
were,
space. He has space
I
in the
don't
back.
know what,
Looking
who
at
was
it
against
like
him.
clear,
So, I didn't get, but he didn't feel warm and fuzzies about the whole project, you know, as he started to clear the land. I think people had a lot of questions, but he needed to clear the land, I think, to figure out what he could do.
Everybody I talked to thought it was
So,
pretty
but the
positive.
daycare would be great,
Yeah.
if you can get one in there. I think it's tough space up there to get one in, but he seems to think he's got enough room up there to
Yeah.
get it
A ton of
in.
frontage.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's not the daycare up in the top of the hill somewhere, they're looking at putting it.
I don't know what
In the
it is.
front, he was thinking of putting some retail,
Oh,
or some retail in the front. So he's thinking of putting a couple of different things, utilizing, he ended up with a lot more land than he thought. But I told him to come talk to EDC, because we would help him,
Yeah.
you know, navigate things and do things, but I'll talk to him again.
All right.
I think the last couple of times we canceled the meeting, and I
Yeah.
forgot to call him about this one, he probably would've come
All right,
and
so
get some help.
what do we got? So ongoing.
What about that lot across the street? Is that still business, or is that,
Yeah, there's a business lot there.
why aren't they marketing it? Is anyone?
Are you talking about which one, the one near?
Yeah, the
It
one
wraps
the
around
big-
DPW.
They should market that lot, I mean, that's a good spot for somebody to put a business in.
It's
Does
the
anyone
owners
know
of
the
Tidemore
owners?
still, they still own it? Yeah, I don't know. They're busy developing the residential part of it, I guess.
Well, I was excited to see the Canes sign up finally. I don't think they ever had signs up for the Canes property.
Yeah, I mean,
They
it
got
just,
some
it
big
just
ones.
makes me nervous that, you know, that every day that it goes by without a business makes me more nervous for a 200 unit 40B. You know, but, I don't think I have anything else to say. So we're planning the business breakfast, we'll try to continue stories, brochures will get printed soon.
Are you gonna talk to Bolton Printing?
Yeah, I'll reach out to him.
Sewer district,
If you want,
I
yeah.
use them all the time.
Okay, yeah. We know who he is too, but yeah, if you want,
It'll be a trifold.
yeah, he's done a printing before, so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He knows us.
yeah.
So,
He's
ask-
redone
I
it,
can
it's
forward
very
it
minor
forward.
change.
Yeah. I'll send, do you have the final, like, copy that we can send over to, Bolton Printing?
She might need to wrap it up or something.
Yeah, I think
We
she
should do
does.
it before they get out of school.
Yeah, I'll send her an email tomorrow asking her for, I forget what they call it.
Yeah, whatever the final
Yeah,
PDF is or
yeah.
whatever, I don't know.
And we wanna see what, we can price out like 2,000 and how much it would be.
Yeah,
Okay.
hopefully it's not twice as much.
Yep.
It's not, I don't remember it being twice as much, it was like a lot less than twice as
Because
much.
we've had like 150.
Well, because once he gets rolling,
So we need 600, so get whatever we can get for $400 essentially.
Okay,
You know, whatever $400 is.
cause I think we only spent like 275 last year, so.
Yeah, because we need 600 for food, for the business breakfast.
Okay.
okay.
Sewer district, Erica, is that something can we ask Conbank, kind of like a very rough, if they had sewer, what, you know,
Why don't we wait and at the breakfast, if they're
Just talk to them
there,
in
we
person.
can kind
Yeah.
of informally just talk to them about it and
That's
kind of
good.
get their feeling.
yeah.
Or
Rather
even
than
ahead of time, I mean,
reaching out
just a
to
quick
them.
letter, I don't know if we'll need any sort of like plans for them to show us,
We don't
but
need a
just
plan.
a letter of
A
intent.
letter of interest.
Yeah.
Well, they're not
even
gonna,
intent,
they're not gonna wanna sign any intent, but.
Well, just saying, like, hey, you
Letter
know,
of
hey,
interest, like, this is our ideas.
yeah, this is what we'd like to do, and if we do that,
Yeah.
if we're able to sort of hook up to the sewer, this is what we envision, you know, that
Well, if
kind
we're
of
going there, we'll see him in person, yeah. So
Right.
whenever we see him in person,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
What
Oh,
about,
and,
what are the updates for bylaws? Are there?
yeah, so we have a couple stormwater ones, which I guess is not of interest here, but it's, you know, we're just talking about all the rain, and everybody's seen the issues at Keys Farm, so.
I haven't.
No,
Huh?
I haven't.
Oh,
We have tons of water on our street,
Yeah.
it turns into a river.
So,
Like a lake.
It hasn't been like that though lately. Maybe they did something.
I doubt it.
With all this rain, you'd think it would have been.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a couple of bylaws for meeting peak volume flow for new businesses and for common driveways. What was the other stormwater one? It's peak flow,
It's,
changing the data for the rainfall to a more
yeah, so
modern
that was
data.
for business, and then
Yeah.
for common driveways, it was
Oh, yeah.
making sure that the board could take into consideration the entire development
Not just the
in
road.
regards to environmental impact and not just the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, so the business side of ones, one bylaw is because right now we only allow a single building on a business lot, which just creates kind of a strip mall, or Bolton Corners, you know, Country Covered, 626, they're all kind of a big building with a bunch of shops because they can only have one building. So this bylaw will allow multiple, same square footage.
But just in
you
multiple
can-
pods.
Multiple pods,
Yeah.
and it, you know, create more of a village kind of aesthetics, so.
I noticed over at 626, they actually were doing, they had like a barn piece of the building that was never really renovated in the rear of the building that they just started working on.
That's Frank's yoga studio.
Oh, okay, is it done? Good.
Not quite.
Okay,
They're working
but that
on
was space that was never completed before, and now they just
it.
did?
Well, they ripped off the second story back there and rebuilt it.
Okay,
and,
that's great, okay,
So they're working on expanding the kitchen right now
okay.
downstairs, and when that's done, they'll put the resources back.
So that's gonna be back, yeah, because they wanna do more dinner type stuff, yeah.
That building's like a little gold mine.
Yeah, yeah, they're doing great.
Well,
Yeah.
as opposed to the money pit, because he's just spent in his wallet
Yeah.
that never closed, constant, you know.
Yeah, but it's investment, right?
So the other bylaw, which might be controversial, I'm not sure, is, we were trying to clean up the edges of the business zone. So essentially, you could see here that like the business zones are just kind of squares. They don't really follow lot lines. So we're cleaning it up. So for instance, the gas station, the business zone and the residential zone, there's like a line right down the middle of the current gas station. So if they wanted to redevelop, they couldn't because they would be building on residential
Half
land.
their property is
Yeah.
residential.
Half their property's
That
residential.
really doesn't make a lot of
Doesn't
sense.
make sense, yeah.
Yep,
Well, that's what we're trying to clean up.
Yeah.
I don't see that being controversial.
Well, the ones that would be is the Kane so in 2012, they wanted to put in a market basket and a CVS and stuff, and they just didn't have, with only the 8% lot coverage, they just couldn't get enough square footage, because only the front half of their land is business, and the back half is residential. So they asked for the entire thing to be business, and the town voted that down. But they needed, to do what they wanted to do, they just need to get from like 8% to 12%. It's funny because now we're like 20%, you know.
So they don't have a problem now.
But also, the reason why we wanna do it too
You
is,
can't get a market basket now, though.
Oh, yeah, you're not gonna get that,
No,
so,
we
but
already-
they don't have a
that's
problem
gone.
now, and their
well, no, but
property's
the
way
thing
more
is,
marketable.
the thing is, for the same thing we just said with the gas station is, whatever business they do has to be pushed right up to the front in the business zone area. They have all that land, why not put it back and have space to be able to do it, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the one where you're gonna get a controversial problem on, but I think the gas station's such a small lot, and it's like.
Yeah. I mean, it's landlocked land, and it's the only land that we can have business, it's right on the highway.
I'm just saying, I
Develop
think
it as
that
much
if
as you can develop it.
You asked about controversy, I think that's the
Well-
one that'll be controversial.
And then
but we'll see.
and then the other controversial one is,
A
well,
hotel would be good.
huh?
A hotel would be good.
Yeah, that was talked about in the past, yeah.
They got the 20% rule, so that's gonna make their life a lot easier right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, but still, for design purposes, it would be nice to be able to have the back portion.
They gonna give up they gonna give up the front for the back?
No, it'd all be business.
I think that's where your controversy will come from, Eric, you know? You asked me, I
I
know
don't
this
see why.
town, I've been here for 18 years.
Well, I just
It'll
said
be
it, I
interesting.
just said it would be, but.
Yeah, so that's where I think
You know.
you'll see.
If you want some business, then that's the only place it could really go.
Yes, opinion, I give my opinion. I'm
And then,
entitled to
the other one is Bolton Capital Group. They're less than half business, and they have a big residential portion in the back. So there was some concern about that from people.
Yeah, I think that,
Do they have any plans to expand?
Not really, but
Yeah.
the person that was concerned was like, oh, they're gonna rip down Bolton Capital Group.
No, they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
That would never happen.
That's what I said, it's never happened.
That building is part of
Yeah,
Bolton Capital.
it was never happened, the town would never let it happen.
Correct.
I mean, anybody who's
It's-
developing would need a special permit, I mean,
It's the only one
That's what I told the
historic building
person-
that's actually.
I told the person it would never happen, and she called me naive, so, whatever. Call me
Yeah, I
naive, I
think
guess.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now I see why it's gonna be controversial.
yeah. And then,
What number is it, so I know when to get out? Ignore it.
I mean, yeah, so there might be an amendment, people may be trying to take different spots out, you know, which, we'll see what happens.
I mean, the gas
I-
station made perfect
Now,
sense.
you say that was controversial, you know, I went before town meeting last year, going from an 8% lot coverage to a 20% coverage, and I thought I was gonna get, like, thrown out of the auditorium, and it passed almost unanimously, so.
That was an easy one.
How is that
Well, you
easy?
have all these legacies. all
I don't
these
know,
new
understand
folks.
that's easy.
Legacies are being outnumbered by new people.
Yeah.
So that's
It'll
what's
be interesting to
happening.
see.
I mean, because you just said there's gonna be controversy over adding land to,
Oh, I just think that when you're talking about taking a parcel of land
yeah.
and doubling its business size.
We more than doubled it with the coverage, so I don't see what the difference is.
The difference is that people can understand acreage, they don't understand percentages. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nobody understands ratios and percentages.
Whatever, maybe.
So, I just know it. They didn't calculate it in their head.
Right.
They do 20% of X number of acres is this can be this big of a thing. They can't, nobody can visualize that. You
That's
got
it.
lucky. You
Yeah.
got lucky, Eric.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you right now. But we'll see. Good
I
thing no
will-
one watches
I will
this. That's what I
continue-
like.
I will continue on the planning board to try to make,
Except
Except
just
today.
jinx us.
Except today.
I will continue on the planning board to try to make our 3 parcels of business zone land more palatable to business people to try to develop. And that's
I'm not arguing with you, I'm just telling you, I think that you don't wanna hear a controversial thing, I think you were gonna have you're right, you're gonna have some
Yeah, that'd be great.
controversy there.
Yeah, and then the
We're
final
loyal-
one
we're pretty
is
loyal
to
him,
add,
so.
the final one
Yeah,
is to
third
add
year.
a warehouse and self-storage
Yeah.
as a, allowed use in industrial.
Yeah,
So,
it's all
Cobham.
on your-
Cobham and the one next to it and stuff like that,
Yeah.
whatever that parcel is, if it,
Yep.
I can never tell where that parcel is, but I think it's like a tough parcel to, I think it has a hill, right? It's like
Maybe.
not a flat. I never
Yeah.
can tell where that one parcel is, it's
So,
vacant.
you know, whether the the marijuana people were concerned about neighbors, we thought that, you know, storage is the most low impact, you know,
It's
business
zoned for
potential.
marijuana, so what did the neighbors have to say about it? It was.
I just remember that whole
Yeah.
marijuana basin one that we used to.
And that's it.
Yeah, I'd love to see the marijuana people come back, cause you could just tell the neighbors it's 6% revenue on, in
A lot
that
of money.
facility, God knows how much they could
Yeah.
produce. They could produce a ton in that facility.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Damn, I got